through question number 1. Okay. Alright. Adjust this one class. Second paragraph. It's not juara but gagah berhad. Tukar. Okay. Replace juara with gagah. Dan. Dah? Dah ke?
Dah, madam.
Okay, second question. Okay, please add this sentence highlighted in yellow. The fair value of one ordinary share of Juara on 1st January 2020 was RM1.20. Tambah. Okay, add that sentence. Dah? Dah kelas?
Dah.
Okay. Let's go back to question number 1. Okay. Alright, so you have been given financial position for WIRA, Juara and Gagah, which ended 31st December 2020. Okay, so a part of the information, okay, I highlight this one. Okay, alright, we have investment in Juara, okay, with 2 different instruments, okay. So if you still remember last discussion, kita just focus on ordinary share capital. But now we have, beside ordinary share, okay, WIRA also acquired redeemable and non-redeemable preference share capital of Juara. Okay, bukan saja dia acquire ordinary share capital but also preference share capital. So when we have preference share capital, always double check whether the substance of this preference share is an equity or liability, because preference share can be equity and also liability, which at the end treatment dia berbeza. Okay, macam mana nak find out? Tengok dekat bawah equity. So this is non-redeemable preference share. So meaning that this is an equity. Okay, boleh? Alright, next. Okay, we go straight to, okay, before that, okay. In the financial position juga, kita kena identify banyak mana reserve yang kita ada. How many reserve that been provided. So in this case, we have 2 types of reserve. The first one is other reserve. Second one is the retained profit. Betul? Ada lagi ke selain daripada tu? Ada lagi ke dalam financial position?
Tak ada.
2 saja. Okay. So, kenapa pentingnya kita identify reserve ni? Ada banyak mana reserve dibagi? Sebab kalau ada 2 reserve, maknanya ada 2 column untuk reserve ni. You kena create nanti. Column other reserve, column group retained profit. Okay. Ataupun other retained profit. Kena ada 2. Kalau satu reserve, satu tu je lah. Sebab setiap reserve represented by 1 column. Sebab kita akan prepare nanti columnar format ya untuk schedule. Alright, first paragraph. WIRA bought the ordinary shares and preference shares of Juara on 1st January 2019, last year, because our current period ended 31st December 2020. Okay, so 2 tahun. So it shows that, okay, WIRA has acquired ordinary shares and preference shares of Juara for 2 years acquisition period. Betul? Betul? Betul. 2 tahun. And then the retained profit and other reserve on that date. On that date ni refer pada date mana kelas? Which date?
1 Januari 2019.
Yeah, 1st January 2019. 1st January 2019 ni date apa kelas?
DOA.
DOA. Maksud sekarang ni soalan bagi information with regards to reserve, which is retained profit and other reserve on DOA. So namakan dia sebagai apa kelas? Reserve on DOA. Namakan dia sebagai pre-reserve. Remember? Last lecture, whatever reserve on DOA is pre-acquisition reserve. Okay. So kita ada dua pre-reserve kat sini. Satu is pre-retained profit. The other one is pre-other reserve. Okay. And then the fair value of the net asset of Juara on that date were equal to the carrying amount. So ini bukan nak beritahu the fair value yang berapa nilai yang kita buat tu. Kat sini dia bagi perbandingan fair value ataupun revalue amount dengan carrying amount. So apa nak beritahu kat sini ialah no revaluation. Kenapa no revaluation? Sebab nilai fair value sama dengan nilai carrying amount. Nilai carrying amount ialah nilai for asset which presented in the financial position. Nilai aset dalam financial position kita sama dengan fair value ataupun revalue amount. So tak ada adjustment. Okay, on revaluation. Then we move on to second paragraph. On 1st January 2020, this is current year. Sebab accounting period kita berakhir in 2020. So current year, this is opening. Okay, opening of the year. 1st January 2020, Juara acquired 1 million of issued share. So what kind of share? Of in Gagah. Okay, tengok Gagah. Gagah ada share apa? Kolom Gagah last kali. Gagah hanya ada ordinary share capital. Dia tak ada pun non-redeemable. Tak ada masalah. Okay, maksudnya issued share kat sini adalah ordinary share capital. Okay, bila kita deal dengan ordinary share capital, maknanya kita akan deal dengan element of control. Okay, 1 million berapa persen kelas? 1 million berapa persen?
80.
80%. Okay, kira itu kan? 80%. So 1 million divided by 1250 million. Okay. So kalau kita tengok balik figure dalam financial position ni, semua nilai dah delete dengan the last 3 zero. Sebab the last 3 zero kat atas. Ni semua in million tapi dia delete the last 3 zero. So kita pun delete juga the last 3 zero. Okay, so kita 1 million maknanya 1000 divide by 1250. Dapatlah 75%. So saya letak kat sini 75%. Okay, so boleh tak kira sekali? Amount ni berapa kelas? Acquisition ni 1.5 million ordinary share acquired by WIRA over Juara. Berapa persen? 1,500 divided by 2,000.
75.
Betul? 75? Sorry, tadi 80% Ini 80 kan? 80 kan?
Yes, madam.
80. Okay. Ni 75%. How about preference share? 20 divided by 200. Sebab ni semua figure Juara. Tengok kolom Juara. Okay, 1,500 bagi 2,000. 20 bahagi dengan 200. Kan saya delete the last 3 zero. Dapat berapa?
10%.
10%. Okay, boleh? Okay. Okay, so di City is given here 1.2 million. Okay, juara acquired Gagah for 1.2 million. Okay, nilai ni mesti dah tahu dah rekod ke belum, check dalam financial position. Okay, under investment dah ada dah 1.2 million. Juara bayar dekat Gagah. So investment juara. Investment dalam record juara lah. Investment in Gagah 1.2 million. Okay, kalau you compare dengan paragraf pertama, dia cuma beritahu acquired shares and preference share. Tak ada information on CT. Tak ada masalah. Tengok kat atas berapa CT. Okay, acquisition ordinary share is 1.7 million ataupun 1,700. Okay, Wira bayar dekat juara 1,700 to acquire ordinary shares and Wira paid 20 for acquisition over preference share of juara. Boleh? So, terpulang dah. Maknanya you kena faham. Kan? Tak semestinya dia akan all the information you nak furnish dalam paragraph. Tak. Dalam passage. Sometimes you need to trace from the financial statement. Okay. So dan the consideration maknanya payment ni dalam bentuk cash. Tak ada masalah. Okay. At the date of acquisition. At the date maknanya on the date of acquisition. When is it dia punya DOA class? Bila DOA?
1 Januari 2019.
At the date of acquisition. Bila ni? 2019? 2019 Wira dengan juara. Ini juara acquired Gagah. Ni DOA. 1 Januari 2020. Juara dengan Gagah. Juara acquired Gagah on 1 January 2020. So on this date, dia kata Gagah land was revalued at 500,000 more than carrying amount. So this is adjustment with regards to revaluation. Okay? Boleh kelas? With regards to revaluation. Okay? So remember kita ada 10 adjustment kita discuss hari tu, very quick one, ada 10. One of the adjustment that we have been discussed, there's one item nama dia revaluation on asset. Okay, so macam mana kita nak identify revaluation on asset tersebut. Okay, alright. Tu adjustment yang pertama, saya introduce kat sini. Yang pertama. Yang kedua, goodwill. Adjustment number 2. Goodwill on acquisition of juara impact 20%. So second adjustment here is on impairment on goodwill. Okay. So soalan mesti mention NCI measurement dia sama ada partial or full. So this is partial proportionate share. Okay. So soalan ni menggunakan partial goodwill. Okay. So before we proceed dengan question, kita akan discuss dulu. Okay, selalunya sebab saya tak boleh tunjuk, tak boleh share two screen at one time. Okay, itu kalau yang expert tu boleh lah kot. Ada 2 screen. Okay, saya ada cuma 1 screen saja. Okay, so normally bila kita go through the question ni, kita terus draw. Terus buat. Okay, because we don't have time to go again, to read again and again and again the question. Alright, sekali saja. Bila kita baca tu, kita terus jot down what are the important information or what are the available information provided. Itu cara kita nak beat the time. Okay, so kita go through. Hopefully you dah nampak sikit the soalan ni. Okay, sekarang kita nak buat dalam bentuk diagram. Okay. Ini saya bayangkan kalau kita baca soalan. Okay. Contoh. Okay. Saya tak nampak soalan. So saya ambil soalan. Okay. Alright. So first thing. Okay. Saya ambil first paragraph. Tadilah. First tadi saya tengok dulu. Dia punya percentage of control. So kita akan prepare percentage of control table. Ini saya buat untuk juara dulu. holding NCI. Okay, WIRA acquired ordinary share capital as well as non-redeemable preferred share capital of WIRA acquired ordinary share capital and also non-redeemable preferred share capital of Juara. Kita dia apa? 75%. Whatever amount not acquired by WIRA should be belongs to NCI because it's equity. Gitu juga, same goes, the same treatment also apply for non-redeemable because non-redeemable preferred share also equity. Sama seperti ordinary share. So kita kira tadi 10% dia. WIRA acquired 10% preferred share in Juara. So portion which not acquired by WIRA is belong to NCI. Alright. Can you see? This is the treatment for equity. Kalau substance, the instrument is equity, this is how it will look like. NCI mesti ada figure. Portion which not acquired. Settle? Alright, then saya pergi pula kepada satu lagi percentage of control. Juara acquired Gagah. Holding company, NCI. Ordinary share capital. 80%, 20%. Itu saja, the only item being acquired by Juara over Gagah. Clear class? Okay, next. Okay, for Juara, first paragraph is a 2 years acquisition period. 2 years acquisition period because 31st December 2020. This one is 1st January 19. Meaning to say that this is DOA dia, diberi DOA dia pada 1st January 19. Okay, financial year ended in year 2020. So 2 tahun, 2 years acquisition period. Okay, other information that been provided to us. Okay, on DOA, okay, the question, first paragraph is already given to us, pre-retained profit. Amount is 100,000. Remember, I did it the last 30. And then pre apa tadi? Pre-other reserve. Okay, amount is 125. This is information gathered from first paragraph. Okay, fair value dia kata were equal. So, tak ada adjustment. Then I will move on to second paragraph. Okay, second paragraph. The acquisition period ataupun dia punya DOA is on 1st January 20. Financial year end 31st December 20. Maksudnya 1 year acquisition period. Okay. Now you look at the second paragraph. Is there any acquisition reserve class? Soalan bagi tak? Ada tak? Ni on DOA ni. Is there any reserve on DOA? Ada tak? Ada tak kelas?
No.
Tak ada. So bila tak ada, kita ignore. Tak. Saya kata kalau tak ada, wajib cari. Kalau tak ada, wajib cari. Jangan percaya pada soalan. Itu trik. Okay. Yang first tu dia bagi. Yang tu friendly. Okay, dia bagi all the information. Remember kita ada berapa tadi reserve? Ada 2. Betul? Ada 2 reserve. Kan kita dah identify dia how many reserve in the statement, ada 2. Pertama is retained profit. Second one is other reserve. So, 3 ada 2-2. Tengok. Juara, soalan dah bagi dah. Pre untuk retain profit, pre untuk other reserve. Cukup tak 2? Cukup tak? Cukup. 2. Takkanlah untuk Gagah tak ada langsung. Tak logik. Dalam statement ada 2 reserve. Okay, sekarang kita nak cari. What will be the value of pre-reserve on DOA Gagah 1st January 20. Kita tengok statement. Okay. Tengok statement. Pasal kalau tak ada dalam passage, kena tengok statement. Jangan trust the question. You must know what you are doing. Okay, so reserve ada 2 tadi. Okay, ada reserve. Okay, gagah. Oh, gagah tak ada lah ordinary reserve. Ordinary reserve. Other reserve dia tak ada. No wonder lah soalan tak bagi. But gagah ada retain profit. Betul? Betul kelas? So retain profit dia kita nak apa? When is dia punya DOA? When is it? 1st January
2020.
Ada tak information kat sini? Ada. Retain profit of Gaga on 1st January 2020 is 150. Soalan dah bagi dah. Soalan kita nampak tak nampak saja. Sebab tu saya kata kalau tak ada wajib cari. Especially untuk retain profit. Retain profit adalah item yang wajib ada setiap tahun. Wajib because the item carry forward. Okay. So ada satu kat sini. 150. So kita pergi balik dekat tadi. Dekat sini ada satu. Saya masuk kat sini pre. Soalan tak bagi yang ni memang daripada hasil searching kita. Pre-retain profit. 150. Yang ni yang salah nanti sebab lupa nak masuk pre-retain profit. So bila you tak masuk item ni, you punya goodwill bahagian purchase salah. Okay. Tu start number 1 dah salah. Okay. Boleh? Alright. Settle. Okay. Next. Consideration dia kata paid by cash. Tak ada masalah. Bayarlah betul apa terms pun. Okay. About adjustment yang pertama. Revaluation. On the date of acquisition. Okay. So yang ni clear kelas? Yang ni clear? Yang ni clear?
Clear.
Clear, madam.
Once I move to the next punya screen, dia ni dah tak ada, saya tak save. Okay. Dah tak ada dah. Okay. So please take note lah apa yang penting sini sebab kita nak guna untuk kira goodwill dengan bahagian purchase. Okay. Saya nak pergi explain about revaluation. Revaluation ada 2 saya mention masa during our lecture. Okay, sama ada revaluation on DOA ataupun revaluation during the year. During current year. Okay. Okay. So tengok balik soalan ni. Kita deal dengan what kind of revaluation class? What kind of revaluation? Is it during the year? Is it on DOA?
On DOA.
On DOA kan? On DOA. Kita dia yang ni. Sebab apa pentingnya saya kata kita kena identify? Sebab kalau on DOA, effect dia dalam determine goodwill or bargain purchase. If current year, effect dia dalam ada comprehensive income which is SOPA dan juga SOCI. Salah, SOCI. Ejaan SOCI. SOCIE. Okay. Treatment dia berbeza. Sebab tu you kena betul-betul identify. Okay. Apa yang you deal. Okay. On DOA. Macam mana you tahu? Sebab tu at the date of acquisition which is on 1st January 2020, Juara land was revalued. Okay. So revaluation ada 2. Under value or over value. Macam mana kita nak identify whether asset under value ataupun over value by comparing revalue amount ataupun fair value versus carrying amount. Okay, carry amount adalah nilai yang presented in the financial position. Asset kan? Asset financial position. So nilai yang ada dalam financial position. So soalan ni kata, okay, sebelum tu, okay, kalau submit fair value sebab panjang sangat nak tulis. Fair value if more than CA, maksudnya nilai that presented in the financial position kita adalah under value sebab less. So kita kena adjust. Okay. If the fair value is less than CA, maknanya figure presented in the financial statement is much greater. So kita dah over value. So macam nak buat, kalau under value kita akan add, kalau over value kita kena minus. Okay, kita kena minus. Okay, so tengok balik soalan. Land which is PPE was revalued at 500,000 more than carrying amount. Under value or over value, class? Under or over? Anyone? Under or over?
Under.
Under.
Under value.
So PPE under value. Ini jawapan untuk revaluation adjustment in the question. PPE under value. So pi is under value because pi value is more than carrying amount. So bila under value kita kena add. So debitkan land which is PPE, kreditkan ARR. Sebab revaluation is item surplus, akan surplus. Okay, surplus or deficit on revaluations, the item is reserve. Asset revaluation reserve. Okay, amount kita 500,000. So saya tak say 500 because remember kita delete the last 3 0. Okay. So, look at here. PPE nanti pergi ke mana ni? Kalau you tahu journal entry, you memang benefit. Okay, because you tak akan buat mistake. Because you tahu kat mana figure nak pergi nanti. Okay, debit PPE. Ini akan pergi nanti dalam CSOFP. Tambah, add, debit. So, existing asset kena add with 500. Whereas for credit ARR ni, credit ARR, sebab dia adalah on DOA, nilai ni akan pergi kepada step number 1 kita. Determine goodwill or bargain purchase. So ni ada item baru. Hari tu you kira goodwill, bargain purchase simple saja. Tak macam tu ya, final ataupun test, tak ada dah simple-simple macam tu. Determine goodwill or bargain purchase. Sebab tu saya kata perlunya you identify what kind of revaluation given. Is it on DOA ataupun during the year? Okay. Journal entry ni sama je. Kalau during the year pun sama. Debit PPE, credit ARR. Cuma this ARR affected dalam OCI dan juga SOCI. Okay. Bukan dekat step number 1. Clear? Clear?
Clear, madam.
Okay. So, kita pergi kepada menjawab soalan. Okay. So, saya dah discuss. Goodwill nanti kita akan discuss and we come to impairment. Okay. So, step number 1. Okay. Oh, so before that, lupa nak draw. Okay. WIRA acquired juara. Betul? Juara acquired gagah. Am I right? Betul ke? Betul ke kelas? Yang ni 75%, juara acquired gagah 80%. So juara is a subsidiary to WIRA, gagah is a subsidiary to juara. So what's the relationship between WIRA dengan gagah? Indirect. Betul? Indirect? Berapa nilai indirect dia kelas? Berapa indirect dia? Hmm.
60%.
60%. Okay, 75% times dengan 80% ni. 80% times 75%. So 60%. So NCR will be 40%. So how many subsidiary do we have in this question? There are 2. One is juara, which is direct controlling, and gagah through indirect controlling. Okay, juara direct, gagah indirect. Okay, subsidiary kepada WIRA. Okay, step number 1. Kita pergi dulu kepada subsidiary yang pertama iaitu juara. Okay, step number 1, determine goodwill or bargain purchase. Siapa punya? Juara. Okay, so tengok balik soalan. Okay, so saya buat dulu kolom sekejap goodwill, kolom goodwill, kolom NCI. Nanti kalau ada bargain purchase, then kita add another column kat belakang which is group return profit. Okay. Alright. So kita mula dengan CT. Okay. If you look at back the question, okay, WIRA acquired Juara. WIRA acquired ordinary shares and preferred share. Okay. If the question give you this kind of question, kita kena record separately. Kita kena determine goodwill separately. First, determine goodwill untuk ordinary share dahulu. Then followed by preferred share. Tak boleh in one working. Separately. So kita start dulu. Ordinary share capital. What be the CT for ordinary share capital class? What be the amount CT dia? For ordinary share capital.
1.7 million.
1,700. Okay. Kita ambil yang figure dari the statement. 1,700. Jangan campur dengan 20 pula. Yang tu dah preferred share. Kita nak ordinary share saja. Okay, this is direct. So direct lah, simple lah. Plus NCI. What be the NCI dia? 75% acquisition maknanya 25%. Kali. Okay. Dia punya NCI measurement is partial. So kalau partial, we need to identify dulu what be the fair value net asset of subsidiary at DOA. Alright. Dulu kita buat, soalan dah bagi dah. Berapa nilai fair value of net asset at DOA. Now soalan tak bagi. Okay, so remember saya tanya what is a net asset? You all kata asset tolak liability. Which is equal to equity. Okay, do you know what kind of asset acquired in this question? Banyak asset ni dalam financial position. Soalan bagi tak asset mana yang dia acquired, liability mana yang dia acquired? Do you have that kind of information? Ada tak? Ada? Ada ke?
Tak ada.
Tak ada. Bila tak ada, kita guna equity. Tak boleh rely on asset tolak liability. Untuk soalan cash flow nanti boleh sebab soalan akan bagi. Asset apa yang holding acquired, what kind of liability yang holding acquired. And then kita boleh guna asset tolak liability. But in this question, yang kita information tadi ialah dia beritahu dia acquired shares. So equity. Okay. So component of equity. We sebut equity. Equity tu what is equity? What the component of equity? What the component dia? Pertama. Equity. Component equity.
Ordinary share.
Okay. Which I put in general shares. It can be ordinary shares. Okay. It can be preferred shares. Okay. What else? Besides shares? What else?
Reserve.
Reserve. Okay. Where we have so many types of reserve. Okay. You just name it je lah. Banyak reserve. One of it is retained profit. There's so many other reserve. Okay. So dua item ni. Share dengan reserve. Remember, we're talking about shares. The only shares that is used to determine whether control is present or not is only ordinary share capital. Remember, kita nak determine goodwill or bargain purchase. So kita hanya deal dengan ordinary share capital. Kenapa kita deal dengan ordinary share capital? Sebab kita based on percentage of control more than 50%. In this case, 75%. So how we get that 75%? Based on ordinary share capital. So dekat sini saya letak ordinary share capital. The first item of equity. Siapa punya kelas ordinary share capital ni? Subsidiary. Who is subsidiary? You buat untuk
Juara.
siapa? Juara. Okay. What will be the ordinary share capital juara? Tengok statement kolom juara. Berapa nilai ordinary share capital juara?
2 million.
2,000. Okay. Ambil je figure kat situ. 2,000. Okay. Sebab Ida delete dah the last 3 0. 2,000. Okay. Selain daripada shares. Okay. Which is to focus on ordinary share capital sahaja. Okay. Reserve. What kind of reserve? What kind of reserve? Reserve banyak ni dalam financial position yang dia bagi. Ada dua. Ordinary share capital. Ada reserve dengan retain profit. Okay. Yang kita nak ialah yang on DOA. At DOA. Okay. So what kind of reserve on DOA? Pre lah. Pre-retain profit 100. Pre-other reserve 125. Betul? Betul kelas?
Betul.
So pre masuk kat sini kelas. Kalau you silap identify pre, so salah lah you punya step number 1. Ada banyak step nak pergi ni. Okay. So ada lagi tak? Ada lagi information? Tak ada. Itu saja. So kita pun calculate. So we get here 2, 2, 2, 5. Partial kan? So bawa ke atas 2, 2, 2, 5. Kalikan dengan 25% dapat berapa kelas? Kali 25%. Alah, you all nak kali pun lama.
556.25.
55625. Hari ni 1 jam je kelas, bukannya kelas 3 jam. Okay. Alright. Campur dua ni. Okay. Campur these two. Tolak dengan fair value net asset.
31.25.
Okay. So tolakkan dengan 2225. 31.25. Positif kan? 31.25 which is goodwill. Betul kelas? Goodwill. Okay. So kalau nak letak total kat sini pun boleh. Tak nak letak pun tak apa. Okay, boleh je mana-mana. Okay, so goodwill. Okay, remember we have adjustment. Number 2, paragraph 3. Goodwill on acquisition of Juara had been impaired by 20%. Betul kelas? Betul? Okay, so kita minus impairment 20%. Okay, kali dengan 20% dapat 6.25. Tolak. Then we get net figure. So 2CSOFP. So nilai-nilai net yang kita akan transfer to consolidated statement of financial position. So berapa? 25. Okay. Kaedah apa kelas? Soalan ni? NCI? NCI kaedah apa? Partial? Partial goodwill. Betul?
Betul.
Partial goodwill. Okay. Because you need to calculate first what will be the fair value net asset, and then figure ni, okay, you need to find out first what will be the fair value net asset or subsidiary at DOA. Then the figure you will transfer up here to determine NCI. So maknanya NCI ni, this kind of process we call it partial goodwill. Okay. Impairment is an expenses. Okay, expenses. So bila expenses, journal entry, ada journal entry kat sini kelas. Nanti tertinggal ni tak balance. Okay, debit retain profit because expenses. Retain profit is a reserve. So nak kurangkan reserve kena debit retain profit. Siapa punya retain profit? Siapa yang prepare di statement. Siapa yang prepare? WIRA Holding Company. Credit. Okay. Impairment akan mengurangkan apa kelas? Mengurangkan goodwill. Because ini impairment on goodwill. So goodwill kita kan positif. Kita dapat positif goodwill. So because of impairment, goodwill kita akan berkurangan. So credit goodwill. Amount 6.25. So this is journal entry for impairment of goodwill, partial goodwill. Nanti we come to full goodwill, I will show you how will be the journal entry for full goodwill pula. Ini adalah journal entry if you are dealing with partial goodwill. Okay. Boleh? Alright. Tak settle lagi juara ni, baru satu item, ordinary share capital. Kita ada satu lagi, apa dia kelas? Preference share. Okay. So kita sambung kat bawah dia. Saya tak ada space, saya sambung kat bawah kat page lain. Okay, saya sambung pula sini. CT, lepas yang tadi, saya sambung balik. Tak payah tulis lagi heading lah. Determine goodwill tak perlu. Sambung bawah CT. Okay, yang ni adalah non-redeemable preference share capital. Okay, as usual lah kita ada kolom goodwill, kolom NCI. Okay, amount dia berapa? CT dia 20. Okay, disebabkan this preference share is not item that we're going to apply or use to determine whether control is present or not. Okay, so dia punya stack tak sama seperti yang tadi. Yang tadi tu sebab dia ada element of control, ordinary share capital. So yang ni simple saja. Tolak non-redeemable preference share capital. Okay. Ni saya tunjuk paling simple lah sekarang ni. Ini paling simple. Okay. So ini berapa nilai non-redeemable preference share gagah? Juara. Gagah masuk lagi.
200.
200. Okay, 200. Berapa sen WIRA acquired? Berapa sen WIRA acquired kelas?
10%.
10%. So dapat 20. Okay, so maknanya goodwill dia kosong. Boleh? So goodwill dia kosong. Okay. So selalu kalau macam ni tak ada marks allocate sebab tak ada element, tak ada value. Okay. However, kalau you ingat balik saya buat table tadi, percentage of control. Okay. You still remember tadi, sebab tu benda yang saya tunjuk ni semua ada dia punya roles dia. Okay, holding company and CI. Okay, non-redeemable preference share capital. Then NCI berapa kelas? 90%. Okay, so ni 10%. NCI mesti ada nilai kat sini 180. How I get this 80? Sebab kata NCI 90%. So jangan lupa dekat kolom NCI ada figure non-redeemable preference share capital. Nilainya datangnya daripada 200 kalikan dengan 90%. Yang ni dah kali dengan 10%. Settle, done. 90% belum lagi. So letak bawah NCI. Kolom NCI 180. Boleh kelas? Boleh? So settle. So maknanya total yang tak ada goodwill. So total goodwill that we're going to transfer to CSOFP nilainya adalah 25. Okay. Then we go to next subsidiary. Okay. Determine Goodwill, bargain purchase for Gagah. Okay, so Gagah adalah subsidiary to WIRA through indirect controlling. So bila indirect controlling, kita ada apa kelas? Indirect CT. Okay, goodwill NCI. Okay, kita start dengan indirect CT. Okay, berapa itu percentage kelas nak guna? Berapa itu percentage? WIRA acquired Juara. Juara acquired WIRA. Juara bayar kat WIRA berapa CT dia kelas? Berapa Juara bayar kat WIRA?
Juara.
1,200 atau 1.2 million. Betul?
Betul.
So berapa WIRA acquire ni? Percentage of control WIRA over Juara? 75%, 25%. Ni information yang kita perlukan untuk indirect. So 75%, 25% times 1,002. Saya delete the last 30. Okay, dapat berapa kelas? 75% times 1,002.
900.
900. Okay, column goodwill. So NCI, this is 25% is NCI. Column NCI put in bracket. Okay, so we done with CT. Lepas CT kita plus dengan NCI. Berapa NCI dia kelas? NCI indirect tadi. Berapa sen?
40.
40%. Okay. Lepas tu you perlu determine berapa you punya indirect controlling. Because we need the information of NCI. Okay, so kaedah partial. So we need to find out what will be the fair value net asset of subsidiary at DOA. Okay, so as usual lah, equity, ordinary share capital. Siapa punya? Gagah. What will be the ordinary share capital Gagah? 1, 2, 5, 0. Do we have pre? Do we have pre? Ada pre tak?
No.
Ada pre-retain profit. Amount dia 150. Other than that, kita ada apa lagi? Kita ada revaluation. Betul tak kelas? On DOA. Remember dia debit PPE, credit ARR. Credit ARR maknanya ARR masuk kat sini sebab that one is revaluation at DOA. Okay, amount dia credit ARR maknanya positif 500. Kalau debit ARR, kalau dapat overvalue. Overvalue maknanya PPE kena tolak. So credit asset or PPE debitkan ARR. So ARR kat sini kena letak in bracket sebab dia negatif. Ni sebab apa saya tak positif 500? Sebab dia credit ARR. Okay, total class dapat berapa?
$1,900.
1,900. Okay, times dengan 40%. Should we get 760? Okay, so don't forget to transfer column NCI as well. 760. Okay, total these two. Okay, minus dengan 1,009.
Negatif
Negatif
240.
240. Okay, so maknanya dapat bargain purchase. Where's my cursor? So I put here bargain purchase and then you need to create another column, group retain profit. Okay, so 240. Alright. Boleh kelas? Okay, boleh? So done. Kan? Simple je. Okay? Tengok, kita discuss soalan pendek ni. Tak complete, baru discuss 2 adjustment. Belum prepare lagi ni. Consolidated financial position. Dah pun 10 dekat 10.30. Okay, 6 minit lagi. Alright? Okay. So, ada soalan? Do you have any question? Ada soalan kelas?
No, madam.
Okay. Alright, so question number 2. Alright, so for question number 2 actually I'm focusing on another NCI measurement which is full goodwill. Okay, so kita tak sempat nak discuss ni. Ni, apa tak? At fair value. Ni guna kaedah full goodwill.